What going on, everybody? Welcome to Popcorn Punchups. Yeah, that peaked hard.
That's the excitement of a man who's had children over his house. That's a weird thing to say.
My kids had a sleepover, so they're now off to 2 birthday parties. So I have the afternoon to record podcast and then get all of my Foot Champs games in.
Oh, right.
So it is, I've played 2 and there's a new patch and it's...
How many do you have to play?
15, so it's 15.
That's so many games.
I love it though.
That's good.
I did all my squad battles, which are 18 games for the week.
Okay.
And then obviously we've got div rivals to do as well. We can do them before Thursday. So
great
easy. Yeah. Do you know what else is pretty crazy news?
What's that?
Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan are both in talks for a new Miami Vice movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I didn't think...
that was on my bingo card. What?
Yeah, pretty much all the old IPs are getting redone now. They're like, what can we do? And just bring new people in.
Yeah, right. A movie, not a show.
No, movie.
Interesting. Well, yeah, Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan to do shows. Yeah, right. Okay. That wasn't on the bingo card, but sure thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a shock. Apparently, old Adam Driver, Harry Highpants, has revealed that there was a cancelled Star Wars film which was called The Hunt for Ben Solo.
Okay.
So
for Ben Solo?
That's him.
I don't know the lore.
That's him. Ben Solo is him.
Oh, he's Ben Solo. Oh, there you go.
He's Han Solo's son.
Yeah,
it gets revealed in like...
Yeah, I know that, but I thought Ben might have been like a brother or a uncle or some shit. I didn't realize his name was Ben.
Yeah. It got revealed like so quickly. I can't believe they revealed it like that quick in the movie. So just like, oh, you know what? You're Han Solo's son. Here's your big bad. Just takes his helmet off. Like, are you serious? Like, whatever.
I hated that... the prediction that everyone was putting out online is that Rey is actually a Palpatine, and who was the Skywalker? Someone else, I forgot. The bad guy. Who's the bad guy? They flipped the Skywalkers with the bad guy. Or how to go? I haven't seen them in so long, but that was a prediction that everyone was making out the first movie is that Rey was a Palpatine. Ended up being the truth, and it was really those movies sucked. The third was fucking true. Anyway,
because if they were going to go with the now Star Wars Legends, where they got rid of all the canon. Originally, it was Leia and Han had twins, and then one went evil, which would have been Ben, and then the girl would have been like taken under the wing of Luke as he's rebuilding the Jedi Order. Which is heaps better.
Seems cooler, but it's the same story then, because just like with Luke. Oh no, they're not. There's not one evil. There's Luke and Leia. They became both good. Okay, yeah, he's better.
Yeah, and there's some really cool villains in there, and like Luke rebuilding it and stuff. Like, there's so many cool moments, and they were just like, you know what, scrap all that. Let's do our own thing. And this is what we got.
I'm so bored of Star Wars. I went from being a big Star Wars nerd to not giving a single shit of what comes out anymore.
Disappointing. Whatever.
Yeah. Happy to move on.
Yeah.
We grow up.
Yeah. Yep. Well, then, that's it for the movie news. Not much this week.
Yeah. I want to add a segment, by the way, where I revisit things that I've graded in the past, because I've rewatched a few movies. Every week I rewatch stuff, and I'm like, I feel like I should readdress that.
I do not rewatch things.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'll be quick.
I rewatched Long Walk. It's better on a rewatch, I think, with context.
Okay.
I've upgraded to a 4. I rewatched One Battle After Another. It's easily a 5. It's favorite movie of the year, hands down now.
Wow, better than 28 years later.
Better than 28 years. My number 1 was Sinners earlier. I still think Sinners is amazing. I've seen that like 3 or 4 times now. But I connect more with One Battle After Another.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention those couple of things that I've rewatched and found really, really good.
Okay. Cool.
Because I rewatch stuff all the fucking time.
Yeah, right. What's the thing you've watched the most on repeat?
Honestly, I would love to know the answer to that. That's like a dream superpower. I would probably say Kung Pao would probably be on number one. I watched that like every day as a teenager.
Yeah, right.
And even when I was living outside of, like, Nick and I used to watch it heaps when we lived together. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd say it'd be that, or maybe like Hot Fuzz. I watch that fucking heaps. Yeah, there's a few. I've got a list on Letterboxd. Who wants to follow me? It's Lawson _PPP for Popcorn Punchup podcast. I have a list on my fucking Letterboxd called the Infinite Rewatch Pile, and it's 105 movies I think so far that I watch all the fucking time.
Okay.
On repeat. So if you're interested, you can go follow me on Letterboxd. All right. Anyway.
All right. Well, Lawson pick of the week, which is a surprising one. I wasn't expecting Lawson to pick. It was you. Announce it.
Okay. We watched the Chainsaw Man movie, which I wasn't like excited for, but I actually did read this arc in the manga, and then was like,
really?
Yeah, I bought a few after, because I love Chainsaw Man. Obviously, I've dedicated the entire right-hand side from arse cheek to ankle of my leg to Chainsaw Man tattoo.
Which you've got signed as well.
Yeah, by Ryan Colt and Sarah Wiedenheft, the voice actors of Power and Denji. English voice actors. So yeah, I'm a big Chainsaw Man fan. I don't read the manga very often, but I got my hands on the couple. I got 4 books after the anime. I wanted to see how it all went, and I started reading ahead, and I was like, no, I enjoy this more as a show. So I didn't actually finish the Reze arc on the manga. Yeah, I was excited for this because I knew it's a pretty cool arc, and I knew sort of a few of the story beats, and it was nice to see how it ended rather than reading it, because I didn't feel like it was it. Anyway, so this is set straight after the end of season 1 of Chainsaw Man. I haven't rewatched it in a while, actually, so I did have to do a bit of like catch up in my brain. But yeah, so this is just after. So they're still sort of looking for the Gun Devil. Denji has, at this stage, he's like obsessed with Makima and wants to, like, you know, go on a date with her and whatever. And this movie more or less starts with him going, like, Makima's like, oh, let's go on a date. He's like, oh shit, okay. So he goes on a date with her. They spend a whole day watching movies together. They're all awful besides the last one. And she's like, oh, 1 in 10 movies are amazing, and it makes up for the other 9. And like, I can understand that. That's a pretty good way of looking at movies. And so, yeah, Denji's all like, I'm never going to fall in love with anybody else. And then, of course, that's, you know, foreshadowing that he does. And then he meets Reze or Reze. I'm not sure on pronunciation. I did hear it a few times in the show, obviously, but that was last night. I've already forgotten. I always read it as Reze when I read the manga. Yeah. Sorry?
Reze, I reckon.
Reze? Sure.
Yeah.
So Reze is a sweet girl. Denji and her hang out and do stuff together and whatever. And he's like, oh, wow, she actually likes me. Like, Makima doesn't really like me. She sort of just tolerates me. So he starts to fall in love with her. And when you're 16, as soon as someone likes you, you like them back. You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of how it worked. So there's a lot of stuff. That's why I love Chainsaw Man. There's a lot of stuff that's like adult and ridiculous. There's a lot of things that are like the quintessential life of a teenager, like dealing with relationships and hormones and
Denji's super naive to the world because he had a very, different upbringing than everybody. So he's like, everything is new for him, which brings it like you feel for him. Like, you're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. You're experiencing it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a level of whimsy to it. Like, it's almost like that classic cliche of like someone from the city gets thrown into the country, or, you know, that's almost like an analogy because they do talk about country mouse and city mouse in this. But, you know, someone who like gets taken away to a magical world and has to survive there and whatever. It's a bit of that because he's such a naive idiot and he's so oblivious to the world. But it works in the show's favor. So yeah, he's hanging out with Reze, did you say?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to take your word for pronunciation, that's for sure. Anyway, so there's a night where they're hanging out in a school. They like break into a school and they hang out there overnight. And there's a whole thing about Denji's never been to school and he's a dum-dum and he can't do simple math. And while they're there, she goes to the bathroom and this like, I guess more or less a rapist comes out and wants to like, you know, do his thing with her. And she runs away to like top of the building to the roof. And then when they're there, she does this like crazy fucking ninja move and flies around his back and chokes him out. And she's deadpan. And then we hear the Typhoon Devil speak to her and say, I didn't know it was you. What do you call her? Lady something. Lady Reze. And we start to realize, okay, there's something to this woman. So as the story continues, we find out that she is in fact the Bomb Devil. And it's the most powerful devil we've seen so far. And again, I love that Chainsaw Man uses the whole thing is like the strength of the devil is based on the human fear of that item. And it works so well because as soon as you hear what it is, like a bat devil is nowhere near as powerful as a bomb devil. Humans are way more afraid of bombs than they are of bats. I think it's a really nice way of making things, of showing us just through the name of how powerful something's going to be. So it turns out the bomb devil is allied with the gun devil and is there to more or less exterminate Denji because Denji poses the biggest threat to the gun devil. At this stage, they've got like 50% of the gun devil, whatever it is, setting up for season 2, which is Gun Devil Arc. And yeah, it turns into Reze trying to kill Denji. Denji kind of dies, and Beam, who I think Beam's like my favorite character of the movie, who's the fucking shark boy. I'll get to some moments later, but
he's so outlandish.
He's so ridiculous, and I love Chainsaw Man for that because they just do the most ridiculous shit. So there's this big fight between Denji and Bomb Devil, and then Denji like dies and she goes hunt him down and kills a whole bunch of devil hunters. Like heaps of characters died in this, not main characters, but heaps of characters died. Aki's trying to fight them and whatever else. So then Denji gets almost saved. He teams up with Beam, and it's a funny ass scene because it's like you could use your chains to like swing from the rooftops, like they didn't say Spider-Man, but like Spider-Man, use the chains for more than just on the chainsaws. And it's like, yeah, it's a really good idea. And then he lashes it around the shark's mouth, like he gets Beam to turn into full shark mode, and rides him. And I'll put the thumbnail, like my thumbnail I use I've already made it, is that scene of him riding Beam. And it's fucking awesome. It's so fun, but it seems like such a power up. It's cool as hell.
Yeah. That whole fight scene is nuts where he's like swinging him around. Things are exploding. There's the Typhoon Devils going off.
Yes, because it's Typhoon and Bomb versus, Denji and Beam. Yeah. The whole scene, it's honestly in my Letterboxd review I wrote, and I stand by this, it's one of the best fight sequences I've seen in an anime. It's fucking awesome. And I'm really glad that this got a movie budget rather than a series budget, because I think that fight needed that budget because it's so fucking cool. The whole scene where they're in like the high-rise building in like the car park sort of thing, and the building is just exploding around them, and the way they use the camera and stuff. I just love where anime is going in terms of like fight scenes and stuff.
Have you seen Demon Slayer yet?
I know. Even just then talking about it, I knew that Demon Slayer would come up. I know that's the like top tier of best animated anime fight scenes.
Oh yeah, like visually it's stunning. It's crazy. But yeah, this was crazy once the fighting like kicks off. Like it goes ham on it. Like it's the thought process and the link up of everything in terms of like seeing the fights, even when Ray's gets her leg cut off and he's like, take my blood, and it's like, and then when she does like a super powerful kick where she like transforms it so that I don't know, there's like it looks like exhaust.
A bomb. Yeah,
and then it like shoots it down like a rocket. Oh, like it's crazy.
I loved her design because they pointed out too, she doesn't just explode. I feel like Bomb could have just been a character that could explode or that could like shoot bombs, but she transforms her body into bombs. And the moments where she can like click her fingers reminds me of Fullmetal Alchemist, the flame guy. I forget his name.
Oh yeah,
it's been a long time since I watched that.
Reminds me of the guy from My Hero as well. Denji's like rival. The bloke that's like can turn his sweat into explosions.
Yeah, has like the grenade outfit and stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
But I love that her whole body was a bomb. She could explode from her heart. She could shoot bombs out of her arms. She could turn her legs into explosives. Like she turned her head into a grenade at one point. Yeah. It's fucking cool. I love that Chainsaw Man doesn't try and hold itself back from ridiculousness. And that's all part of its charm. It's why it's become one of my favorite anime, because they balls the wall. They go everything as hard as and dumb as they want. But they also manage. It's kind of why I also love Dandadan at the moment, or Dandadan, because I feel like it's a really nice mix between slice of life and also those crazy shonen, combat moments. Because the whole first half of this movie is like a romance between these two teenagers who are just, trying to understand each other. And you can tell that Reze does have feelings for Denji, and there's a bit of that at the end as well, where he's naive and thinks that she still likes him, but she also does.
Even to the point where he's like, I'll go with you.
Yeah, right. Like, let's run away together.
Yeah. Even that internal conflict of like, he really likes the other two, even like Power and Makima as well. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what do I do? Who do I pick?
Yeah. Like, and in your head, as a teenager, you only picture them naked, So in his head, he's like, which one do I go for? And they're all in like their underwear, and yeah,
it's funny as
it's great.
But yeah, you even feel for him when there's like that moment where you realize when he gets stabbed, you're like, oh, Denji, like you feel bad for him.
Yeah, you do, because he's got a good heart. Like, as much as he's a horny little teenager, we've all been a little horny teenager before. We can get it. And he he wants good things and he cares about people. And now that he's like, there's a scene in this where she goes, oh, let's run away together. And he's like, no, like, I'm finally starting to enjoy my work and make friends and, find his place. And I think that's also an important part of his character. He's always been lost and sort of aimless. And his goal for a while was just touch boobs and get kissed. And now he's done those things. And he's like, well, wasn't that great? So he's turning his goals to bigger things, which is exactly what it's like being a teenager and going through these periods. Yeah. There's a lot to like.
Yeah. Even the pacing was pretty good. Like at the start, I was like, well, this is a little bit slower than I'm used to. Mm-hmm. It was like it all leads up and you're like, it needed that little slowness, that little moments to understand Reze and also the relationship between her and Denji, and then once it kicks off, you're like, geez, it's kicked off.
Yeah, and it's the whole end of it. There isn't rubber banding back and forth. It's just the whole half an hour is just like fight after fight after fight, and it does what Dragon Ball Z does well as well, where powerful enemies feel powerful. Like the scene where she just goes through and fucks up an entire division, I think Division 2, and all they can do is run away and survive, is awesome. Because it just sets her up. Like that's what, sort of Cell and that could do as well when you first see him, and how Boo just fucks everyone in Dragon Ball Z. Like, yeah, I love it's power creep. Of course it is. That's how anime work. But I loved how powerful she felt, and it sets up Gun Devil well, because I think Gun Devil will be even scarier. But it's cool. It's very cool. I had a great time.
That's good. Nice. It's I don't know how I feel about the anime doing all these movie releases.
Okay.
Like it's I don't know. I just really like the shows where it's like bang 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 and you go. But like lots of them now are just releasing an arc as a movie.
Yeah. I like it because when I'll talk about My Hero Academia. I like when a full season is a full arc because then the pacing feels right. You know, how the episodes progress, and also like when they don't limit them, they don't force themselves into doing 20 episodes in an arc when it only deserves 12 or whatever. When My Hero did what was his name? Gentleman.
Yeah.
What was his name?
The kind villain or whatever.
I forget what his name was. But when they did that, and it was like a few episodes of him, and then it went back, it felt really out of place. And I feel like this would be the same if they started season 2 with the Reze Arc, and it was, say, 4 episodes, maybe 5. It would have felt like 2 seasons in one. I can see why certain arcs can be told really well in an hour and a half, as opposed to trying to do it in the ups and downs of episodes. You know, a full fight sequence at the end of this movie is more than one episode. So how would you have done that if it was episodes instead of movies? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that it works in some cases, but when they just throw movies, like I've never. To me there's less good Dragon Ball Z movies than bad ones. So they're more bad than good, because all of them just feel like we'll slap it together, we'll have a little arc, we'll have a little fight scene at the end, and here's a movie. Whereas this had more context to the overall story and everything.
Yeah, well, the Dragon Ball Z movies weren't ever like based off the manga though. They were just like,
exactly my point.
Make a movie.
Exactly my point. Yep. And they weren't canon a lot of the time.
Yep.
Whereas this literally takes place after season 1, before season 2. Same way Haikyuu does their movies as well. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I think that pacing is better when it's a movie, depending on the arc, but I haven't seen enough. Anyway, loved it.
Loved it. Ooh,
yeah.
What would you give it?
For context, I gave the Chainsaw Man show a 4.5. And I'm going to give this the same.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Fair. Yeah, I was around that 4.5. I don't really know how to do it better or do it worse.
That's it. And like, as much as I could critique it for a pretty an expected story, you could sort of see things coming. It's a pretty classic, like, double cross by the girl you love in anime and stuff. Like, none of it was really new. Didn't present anything brand new in terms of the story structure. But I think in terms of what the anime is and the way the fight unfolded and the balls to the wall ridiculousness of him riding a shark with 4 legs and all the animation in that scene were incredible. So I think that it deserves credit for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you do 4 or 4.5, just so I can put it in.
Yeah, go 4.5.
4.5, sure thing.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
All right, your pick.
All right.
Speaking of romance.
My pick is a little bit different from my usual go-tos, but it is Nobody Wants This. I originally watched season 1 because Kristen Bell was the lead, and I was like,
love her.
I really like her. Yeah, She is great. From memory, I really enjoyed the first season. I can't remember what I got.
You gave it a 4.
Yeah, and then I feel like you enjoyed it, but I can't remember if you.
I gave it a 3.5. Yep.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It tells the story of these 2 unlikely people who find each other very interesting, and they end up building a relationship. He's a rabbi, she's a sex podcaster. As they go through it, it's that navigating each other's world. It's he wants her to convert because the Jewish community. Yeah, he's a rabbi and needs to have a Jewish partner. Yeah, which I don't know, because obviously I'm not Jewish and you're not Jewish, so I don't know how extreme it is in terms of that side. But in terms of television law, apparently the Jewish community, it's extremely important that the Jewish son or the rabbi has a Jewish partner. Mm-hmm. And I think if you were just a random Jewish person in part of a Jewish church, it wouldn't matter as much. But because of his status in the Jewish community, it does. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm assuming, because that becomes a big focus in season 2.
Yeah.
So season 2 is all about them navigating their relationship. So the first whole season was about them entering into the relationship and going through that sort of honeymoon phase. And then season 2 is more about the ups and downs of going through a relationship as it progresses. It's like moving in, expanding, supporting each other, going through all sorts of different things, like your first Valentine's Day, all sorts of different things. And then
there's a larger weight in season 2. Just interrupt, sorry. There's a larger weight in season 2 with the other relationships as well. The first one's very much about their relationship and how everybody else is influenced by that. Whereas this one, there's, you know, her sister's relationship and then his brother's relationship, and, you know.
Yeah. That's a good point. We get Sasha returning as well. Sasha, he makes me laugh so much. He's so funny.
He is. He's pretty good. And his wife, I've forgotten her name already. Her name is Esther. She and Morgan are my favorite 2 characters. They're so funny. Every scene with those 2 are my favorite scenes in the show.
Oh, especially the first dinner party where they're like trying to integrate the 2 worlds, and then you've got the return. She didn't do much, but Ryan comes back and she's broken up with her partner.
She's just laying on the ground.
She's from the good place. She returns.
Janet.
And she comes in. She's like a comic relief character. She's going through a breakup. She's on the floor, which is like the first sign that this dinner party is going to go haywire. Then you've got Morgan, who is just that like no shit's given, sort of like I'm going to do whatever I want, sort of that hard. She's so funny. And there's this there's like that back and forth between her and Sasha where Esther's like super intimidated by Morgan.
Yeah.
And she's like, Esther's all about, I can be fun too. Because like Sasha makes a comment that, I don't know, it was fun.
Yeah.
She's like, see, I can be the only one dancing. It's so awkward.
It is. We watched something recently that happened too, and we're like, oh, this is really awkward. Something I watched, I don't know, last week before, something that had similar moment. Yeah, it is awkward, but fuck, it's funny. What was that?
Was that Roses?
Oh, I can't remember now. It's irrelevant. I watch a lot of shit.
Yeah. Joanna's super stressed about like the lighting, setting it all up, and then her and Noah have like that. They thought it was sort of dealt with where they were like, are you going to convert? Are you not? That's where it was like the first part where it sort of kicks off about her going through the converting. They try and set Morgan up on with Noah's friend who I don't know,
irrelevant name. It's
irrelevant. But that kind of like kicks off a side arc for Morgan where she's like, why am I so reactive to this? Because I actually do want a relationship, where originally she was always like, no, I'm a strong, independent, whatever.
Yep.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
You get introduced. I laugh every time when she can't say his name. Her partner who gets introduced.
Sorry?
Her therapist, Morgan's boyfriend.
Oh, she's like, Dr. Danny. Yeah. That's so funny. Dr. Andy. My apologies.
You can't say his name. It's like, Doc. Andy.
Yeah, for sure. I know. And that whole thing, like, it's so fucked up. You know, but she's done it before and you find that whole thing out. But you like, it's also like, you know, I couldn't but think of the conversation I had with parents when, this is a bit of a side tangent, but I've helped students transition gender. And some parents are like, oh, I don't know what to do. How to support? I'm like, the best thing you can do is support it. The worst case is you've supported them and they change their mind. You know, what's wrong with support? Support's never a bad thing. But then this happens and, you know, you're dating a therapist and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I could support that. It's so fucked up. But the relationship I love the relationship between the sisters, between Morgan and Joanne, because like it's exactly how siblings are. Like my sister and I, she literally, when she told me she's having her third kid, I told her it was a mistake and she was trying to use it to save her marriage. I'm not going to go into details. Like okay. I think that siblings, there's a raw honesty there, because like you've seen each other through everything, like through every in and out. They will outlive your parents. You'll have them to, you know, to end of your life, from the beginning of your life, if they're older than you. Like your siblings see every part of you through your existence. And I think that like honest siblings are such a real thing. And fuck me, the way that these two characters interact, and they fight and stuff as well, but it's unapologetically honest. And it creates so many funny moments, but also real moments within the characters. I fucking love it. I love those two.
Yeah, they're good. I don't have the experience with the sibling fuck, because I was an only child, so a lot of that. But with my own children, seeing like them like bicker and stuff, like it's very important, based on what my wife tells me. Like, that's how you navigate through the world, learn how to like,
it's true,
deal with conflict, how to like, you know, because at the end of the day, family, you can't escape your family. Like you're with your family. And like coming through it. But the mum, Noah's mum, she has been in stitches.
Yeah. Bina.
So
my little Bina.
Yeah. So like the interaction between Joanne and Bina, so funny. I laughed. There was a whole moment with they were talking about her being like, you got to deal with her as a mafia boss, and then all of a sudden the next scene she's got like the slick back hair and she's like rolling in.
Right. The scene where she comes into the basketball game and they're all sitting down. Yeah. And they're like, don't look. And Morgan's just staring. It's like, you said not to look. You knew I was going to look. She comes over and talks again. But again, like that's that like matriarch of the family who no one talks back to. But then Joanne and Morgan's character is, I'm going to say what I want to say. And, you know, take it or leave it sort of mentality. Yeah. Which works.
I relate pretty heavily to that, because you knew my mother, and you don't really talk back to
no
to my mother. So like seeing that sort of interaction, because my wife's pretty similar to Joanne.
Yeah, for sure.
And then seeing those two interact was pretty funny. I was like, it's real. And I was like, I was just like,
I don't know how to react. Yeah. Which side do I take? I can't take either side and be right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's great. But to go back to Esther as well, I don't know, something about her, like, because it seems so natural how at first she just straight up hates Joanne and finds her annoying and whatever. And then over time, there's like a slowly, like, as Esther herself says, you like force me to like you. And their relationship at the end, they're not best friends. They don't hang out and gossip, but when they're in the circles together, as it happens to be, their brothers or their husbands or partners are brothers. There's just, there's a respect for each other, which I think is really nice. And Esther has some like funny as unhinged moments. She's so great. I'm so glad she gets more to do in this season.
The whole parts with the bangs, they're just like, what happened? Why do you have bangs?
Yeah. How Sasha goes, you put me in an awkward position having to say they look good. He's so funny. He's great.
Even his dance, where it's like, we can do dance, and then he like tees up a whole dance.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, you got to show our daughter. I can't remember the daughter's name. Morgan or something? Morgan?
No, it wasn't Morgan.
Whatever.
Irrelevant. No. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Daughter number one.
She was like, that was a sexy dance. I'm not showing my daughter.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're trying to be sexy? Yeah. That shit's funny.
To
derail the conversation slightly, I watched this I watched the entire season 1 and season 2, so 20 episodes in a day on Friday while I was doing other things and whatever. I finished like 1 a.m. The one thing that does bring this back for me, I think I mentioned this last time as well, is the constant will they, won't they? Like their relationship. I know it's kind of meant to be. That's the point. It's meant to be hard. Like they keep saying it shouldn't be this hard. But I got watching it for an entire day, which was, I don't know how many hours, like half an hour each. So 10 hours of this show. I got kind of sick of the constant, like, things finally look like they're good. This happens. This looks good. This happens. Now it's the mother. Now it's the rabbi. Now it's they go. What's his name? Noah goes to a new, I don't know what they call it, but a new convent. That's not a convent. That's for nuns. I don't know what the fuck they are, but like a new rabbi place, a new church, I guess. And things look good there. And it's Seth Rogen. And then he's there for a little while, and they don't follow. They're not like devoted enough. So he's sort of caught in the middle, and yeah, I wanted good things to happen for them. And as much as I know the show is literally called Nobody Wants This, and it's about the world being against their relationship and how difficult it's going to be to be in a relationship together, I just wanted nice things to happen. I wanted to enjoy at least maybe just one full episode where things are actually going well and they're hanging out and doing nice things and going out with their friends. And there's a bit of animosity between Joanne and Esther or whatever, but like that doesn't ruin their relationship. I just wanted nice things to happen for them. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Where I watch this slowly. So like we watch 1 or 2 episodes and we'll have and then we'll go to sleep and then we'll watch another 2. But like I was giggling the whole time. It's very funny, yeah. Joanne and Morgan when Noah's doing the what's it called? The naming of the child, where it was like afternoon.
Oh, right.
Yeah. God, I found that so funny. That whole like you should because what's her name? During a sleepover, cut the hair of
her doll.
Yeah. And then they're full out for revenge. Yeah. And it's just this constant like back and forth.
Which is so true.
Yeah.
Because there are people from my childhood that I still like am mad at for shit that doesn't fucking matter. You know? Like damaging. There's a person I can think of that I damaged one of my Pokemon cards as a kid. If I saw them again, I'd still be pissed. I'd still have this salty attitude towards them, even though they were fucking 10 years old. And I'm nowhere near the person I was, and I was 10 years old, and neither are they. But I'd still hold it against them. I get it.
Yeah. And like that constant back and forth where she gets Joanne to take off her heels and she's got like mismatched socks on and
it's just all over the place. Yeah.
And then I sent you a reel that Kirsten Bell put out, and I was I didn't realize how related everyone was on that, just that little part of the set, because Adam Brody's wife was
the whatever her name is.
Yeah. And then it was like everyone was everywhere. It was like,
yeah, that's my girlfriend's boyfriend. That's my wife's husband. That's
yeah.
That's my boyfriend's wife. Yeah. Which is great. I think that comes through, even like you said before about Darcy Carden being from Good Place. Like you can tell that these people know each other, like each other, they work well together. It's what made the new Freaky Friday feel fun, because it's friends hanging out, making shit together, and it comes across.
Yeah. So
one more really quick positive, if I may, because I'm about to get to ratings. I said this the first time as well, and I think it's important to mention it again. Shows and movies are doing this a lot more recently than they used to. It's definitely a thing from like 2020 onwards. But I fucking love genuine characters. Characters with flaws, characters that do things you disagree with, characters that when you're watching them, you're a bit like, fucking, why are you behaving this way? Even though they're characters that you love and completely side with. I love because humans are like that. There's no one in my life, even my fucking wife, who is 100% right all the time. and does right things. You know, only does the good things or the right things, or I agree with everything they do. You know what I mean? There's no one. And I hate when shows have these like glorified characters that are larger than life and so like, you know, they stick so wholly to their like alignment chart. Whereas these characters, and a lot of shows doing this recently as well, have flaws and mistakes and do bad things you don't agree with. And you can be like, girl, what are you doing? And, you know, it feels like you're watching friends go through their lives as opposed to watching characters.
Yep. Yeah.
Shit's good.
Fair. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really fun. Yeah. And I was like, you know, second season, you're like, oh, is it going to be as good?
Yep. I liked it more.
But I still had a really, really good time with it.
Yep. Yeah. I liked it more than season 1. I gave season 1 a 3.5. I'm giving this one a 4.
Yes. Yeah, I'm at that 4.5. Like, I really enjoyed it. I'm going 4.5.
Sure.
Yeah.
No worries.
I had a good week this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm tempted to give 4.5 as well, so we can draw. But no, I didn't enjoy it as much as Chainsaw Man. And like I said, watching it in a full day might have tainted a little bit for me. But it also made me appreciate a lot of things as well, and how good the pacing actually is. Besides the constant will they, won't they? But it still feels like. Sorry, one more quick thing. The fact that, because the last episode, I mean, spoilers if you care, 3, 2, 1. The last episode, the 3 main couples in the show all break up, more or less. And then right at the end, Noah and Joanne, you know, re-hug and things are okay. So they're back together. So like, as much as it is constantly back and forth, there is that little hint of no matter when they break up, you always feel like they're going to be back together. Like they can't help but, you know, be attracted, magnets. And yeah, one couple's clearly broken up, which is good because that was toxic as fuck. And then one couple, yeah, he's going to wait for her. That whole thing too, like that's such a real thing, is like couples get together really early who, you know, shotgun weddings, so having kids. And then later on through their middle-age crisis realize like, I haven't been with anybody else. I don't know who I am outside of this relationship, blah, blah, blah. In terms of Esther and Sasha. Yeah. So they're now split up and, well, Sasha's going to wait for her, which I think is really noble. So anyway, just a side point. I'm also really glad that they didn't try and do like a awkward will they, won't they with Morgan and Sasha. Like at first I was worried that Sasha was going to cheat on Esther with Morgan and there's a whole love triangle thing there, but there's no romantic thing between Morgan and Sasha anymore, which I think is great.
No, they just, I don't know, even when they were first like just talking, it was like 2 people that were like just bouncing with like support, really. Literally.
What do they call themselves? The reject siblings or whatever it is, the loser siblings.
Yeah.
Anyway, just an extra side little point. It's a good show. I'm going to get my wife to watch it. I think it's great.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Cool.
So in the week is 3-0, baby.
Ooh.
And I've already picked my punishment movie.
Ooh, sweeping. We'll see.
It's going to be Samurai Cop, my favorite so bad it's good movie.
Samurai Cop. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking awful, but it's so funny. I watch it at least every year, maybe more. It's great.
Is it as like Half Past Dead level?
Oh, worse.
Oh,
much worse.
Okay.
Way lower budget. Never meant to be a blockbuster.
Okay.
But it's fucking awful. Like literally, you see the boom enter the shot in multiple scenes. Like it's awful, but it's so funny. So yeah, I'm keen to make you watch it.
All right. Well, you know what to do. You listen on Spotify, Apple Music podcasts. Make sure you give a 5-star rating. YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell them all. And we'll see you guys next time. Ooh.
Love yous.